Hello, hello, goblins and ghouls. It's Belle here with another October Daily flip through. This is going to be for pages 20 to 25, I believe. I know today, I believe it's the 28th, but I'm doing pages 20 to 25. And the light, it's grey and miserable and it's windy outside, and whilst it's not great for filming necessarily, it does really give it that sort of Halloween October atmosphere. So this journal is getting beyond chunky, to the point that now when I try and close it, I either have to get someone to hold it for me, or I have to have it between my knees and squeeze like a workout to try and tie it. It's just I don't even know how I'm going to work in the last few days because it's already proving to be a problem. So yes, so let's get started. Day 20. So this was day 19. This was my haunted doll. And day 20 was what's in a witch's cauldron. So on this side, as I had this little piece, I hope you can see that, I had some Tim Holtz die cuts again. And then I had these, they were sort of from packaging, and they're books and bottles, so I cut them out. So they've got great, it was from Halloween packaging, so it says things like witch's notes or zombie anatomy on the book spines. So there's all my witchy shelves with my bottles. Over here on this tag, I've used, these were drawn by a friend of mine and sent to me, so I just coloured in some more potion bottles, added a few more and some bones. Had a little Tim Holtz ephemera piece that's about a pharmacy, because you know the witch making things. Put magic potion. And then over the page in this little pocket that was already in the book, I've actually got some potions. There's life potion and poison apple, and there's actually a little recipe in there that I got from a little Halloween magazine about a witch's wish cocktail. So that's in there, a little potion bottle down there. And then this flip was already in the journal. So I put my number and added a little black skull and crossbones charm. Put my number on a bulb pin. And if you lift it up, there's my cauldron on its sticks. And then I've had this broom. I got this in Happy Mail last year from Dolly, I believe. So I've been hoarding it, so I put it in here. And then I had this cutout that said Glenda's Authentic Witch's Brew. And so in my cauldron is shadows and stardust, a whispered dream, an ancient secret and a lover's kiss, and a dew-covered web, all topped with a sprinkle of pumpkin. So I'm not quite sure what the potion is, but and actually on my shelves here, I've actually got a bottle that says stardust and another one that says shadows, because obviously I'm adding that in my witch's cauldron. So day 21, design a spooky Halloween tree. What's in it? Does it have a backstory? So I drew, I'm trying to draw in this journal. I don't know why, because I can't really draw, but I thought, why not? So I drew this spooky kind of Halloweeny spooky tree here, and it's got all webs amongst the branches and a spider, and then the page was quite a light tea stain page in the journal, so I just used some inks to give it this sort of shadowy background. Used a little Tim Holtz die for the moon. There's a little Tim Holtz owl there, and there's my number. So this ribbon was on my Advent gift for that day, as was this bug. You can tell whose Advent I get each day because one of my friends uses these ribbons, a purple and green one, and the other one uses lots of black ribbon and skeletons. So anyway, that's probably not interesting at all, but there you go. So yes, my tree does have a story, and here it goes. There is an old tree in the centre of the woods, so old that no one can ever remember a time before it, as ancient as the very beginning of time. In winter the tree is small and crooked, it creaks and groans and twists and moans, yet deep within a goddess sleeps, the goddess of spring, curled around inside the bark, wrapped and protected by soft spider webs and watched over by the moon and stars and an old owl with knowing eyes. When winter ends, the goddess stares, opens her eyes and stretches. The tree grows taller, branches reaching towards the sky. Webs replaced by lush green leaves and fragrant flowers. In her place, slumbering within, sleeps the goddess of winter, the crone who walked the earth in winter time, her ancient bones tired from months outside and ready to curl up and rest until her time comes again. So basically, one of the sort of lessons of this story is that never judge a book by its cover. This tree may look crooked and dark and bent, but actually inside is the goddess of spring. So, you know, and when it's at its most beautiful and lush and green, that's when the goddess of winter is within. So, you know, anyway, I quite like that page. And for me, it's actually quite a flat page, except for a bit of ruffle there because, you know, need a few flat pages. This one, not so flat. So, day 22, think back to your favourite childhood costume. What was it? And bonus, try and recreate it. So these pockets were already in, as was this. So I just added all these bits. So I never actually dressed up that much as a child, because when I was quite young, we moved abroad to a country that didn't celebrate Halloween at all. So it was just not something we did as a family. And by the time I moved back here, I was far too old for dressing up or trick-or-treating. But I've always liked dressing up and stuff. So as a child who was into spooky things and witches and ghosts and vampires, my favourite, you can't really see, but there's actually, I'm trying to get the glare off there. I've actually dressed up in a witch's costume because, you know, it said bonus dress up now. And I've made it into a shaker pocket. It just says boo down the side and little witch on a charm there, written on the back. So my favourite costumes as a child, if I could have dressed up, were anything vampire-y or anything witchy. And yeah, I just love those. So this little skeleton came on my wrapping for my Advent gift. My friend added one of her skulls to it. And then in here, this was already here, but I added this that says first place scariest costume, some bats, best costume ever. And on the back of these cards, because it's about trick-or-treating, I used some stamps to give possible the moth costume ideas, the mummy. So it's almost like a little wardrobe of costume ideas on that page. But yes, I just loved anything slightly spooky, and I would have definitely dressed up in those things if I, you know, if it was something we kind of did as children. And 23, creature feature, describe a movie you would direct. So this is quite a flat-ish page. So all this background, this bit, this beautiful kind of copper and this skeleton were already on the page. So I wanted to kind of use that and copy it over to the other page. So I've added the witch here, the bugs, because they were on my Advent gift, as was this ribbon that I've ruffled. Added a little Tim Holtz label up here in a die cut, so I could put my 8 days till Halloween, and added some little bronze like trim. Fright down here, did my number and backed it, and then these beautiful gems, I hope they pick up. They shimmer. They were on my wrapping for the day, and some flour. And then this was a piece of ephemera in this journal, and I just love it because eyes, you know, movies direct, a bit more die cuts and some witches. So I wrote, I didn't actually come up, like some people have come up with a really brilliant movie idea. I didn't do that. I just said, If I could direct a movie, I would love to direct any Tim Burton or Harry Potter movie because they're just so magical and creepy. I love them. However, if I could direct a movie that's not actually been made yet, I would direct. I recently finished in September a book by Amanda Larkman called The Woman and the Witch. It's a brilliant story. It's got this like really ancient old woman witch in it who is miserable and a bit mean, and she ends up having to employ this woman who's middle-aged, who's going through some big life-changing experiences. She's kind of had to employ her as her carer and cleaner, and it's not what I call particularly spooky story. It's a very moving story. It's quite a beautiful story. I love the relationship between the women. There's a lot of depth beyond the story that you can read into it, but the story does have lots of ghosts who don't look very nice. It has like some dark magic and magicians and scary elements. So although the story itself is not scary, you could make a really frightening movie, or not frightening, not really frightening, but a scary movie. And I just love that book so much. It's one of my favorite books I've read this year, so I would definitely direct that if I could direct a film. So yes, The Woman and the Witch. So day 24, this kind of links back to not wearing costumes as a child. Day 24, what's in your Halloween closet? Make your best outfit. Now, here's the thing. I may not have dressed up a lot as a child, but not only do I like to dress up now, but I would say that a lot of my everyday clothes, probably 80% of my everyday clothes, are what some people might class as costumey. Basically, I like to wear anything that's just black, a bit rocky, a bit gothy, a bit of grey in there, the odd bit of purple, maybe. No bright colours at all, no white, anything like that. Nope, nope, nope. So that's most of my daily, and most of my daily clothing is actually Halloween themed. So I have a wardrobe full of everyday clothes that I literally wear every day of the week, all year round, or most of the year round, except at Christmas when I mix it up and add some Christmas stuff. That are Halloweeny. They have pumpkins, they have skulls, they have spider webs, they have bats. Yeah, and I get some odd looks. So when it said about what's in your Halloween closet, my closet basically just is Halloween. One of my favorite companies in the UK is a company called Hell Bunny, and they do a range of retro 50s style rockabilly goth dresses that I adore. So anyway, all that to say, so I used a Prima doll that I've got in like a 50s style because I really love the 50s style, and I've cut her outfit out of lots of pretty Halloweeny purples. This wrapping, these skulls, was on my advent gift that day, so I wanted to include that, and I got some bats. And then so I just took a picture of me in some of my favorite dresses that I own. So there's this one that I'm hoping that picks up. It literally is pumpkin, spider webs and purple bats, and my spider web bracelet, necklace, and I literally wear that, well, whenever. It's one of my favorite dresses, wear it all the time. And it says Hey Pumpkin. Got some skull fabric to kind of bring in the skulls there, and some lace because I do like lace and things like that. And then one of my other favorite dresses, I don't know if you'd call it Halloweeny, but it certainly has that feel, is this one. Hold on, trying to get the shine off. These are giant pink snakes. I suppose I do have a little bit of pink on the dress. Giant pink snakes that are wrapped around red roses. So I took a picture of me in that because, again, that's another dress I just wear all the time, you know, just in the house, go out shopping. I do get a lot of people kind of give me weird looks when it's June and I'm out in a pumpkin spiderweb dress wearing like a Halloween bag, and they look at me and they're always like, do you like Halloween then? And I'm like, yes. It's Halloween all year round in my house, and lots of my decor is Halloween all year round too. So yeah, anyway, on that day as well, this is not part of the prompt, although I did put a little die cut of a witch's washing line. On that day as well, I got my order of Haunted Mansion Mickey Mouse ears that say welcome foolish mortal, and my Haunted Mansion candle, and there's just a picture of me wearing the ears, which I absolutely love because they're purple and black, and that's the company that I got the candle from and the ears from. So super excited because yes, they will now be added to my so-called Halloween closet that is all year round. Okay, so finally, day 25. Come up with your own Halloween song lyrics or poem. Oh my gosh, I really struggled with this page, and I don't know why. I normally make up little songs and poems and stories. I'm not saying they're any good, but I tend to make them up all the time. So anyway, so this page in the journal actually had these two coffin, well, looked like a doorway, but they reminded me of double coffins. So if I open that up, there's I stenciled on the inside, and there's my little 6 days to Halloween. And there's my number 25. And I had this stamped image that's a favourite of mine with these two skeletons in their Victorian finery. So the coffins and the stamp inspired the poem. And I printed it out on this really cool paper that I got. It's quite small, the writing. And there's one of my little bugs and my ribbon. So, yes, from the Advent. And the poem's called Skeletons A-Courting. If you venture out on Halloween Eve, many a strange sight you may perceive. A spiderweb canopy stretching from tree to tree, with spiders within who wait patiently. Ghosts and ghouls in their coffin rags, looking for people to give a nasty surprise. Witches on brooms in the night sky, who cackle and cast spells as they fly by. And what's that creature over there? A mischievous goblin pulling a lady's hair. Werewolves howl up at the Halloween moon. Just one bite from them will bring your doom. Yet not all sights are quite as scary, for there walks by John and Mary, two lovers who in life it seems enjoyed a wander along these streets. Long since dead the pair may have been, their flesh given way to bones that gleam, now both dressed in tattered velvets and lace, with pockets full of moths, and in John's hat some mice. Yet death, it seems, has not their love extinguished, their adoration for each other not one bit diminished. For John and Mary, eternity is never boring, as arm in arm once more they go a-courting. So that is my little Halloween poem, and it took me ages. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but it was taking me far too long. Yeah, so anyway, I was inspired by this. It just reminded me, my granddad always used to say to me, you know, oh, you're courting, you're going a courting. And so even when I'd been with my partner for years and years, and we'd had children, my granddad still go, you still courting? So yeah, it kind of brought back a special memory for me. But there you go. Anyway, days 20 to 25, and my final week flip through will be next week once Halloween is done. And also I will have a not a flip through, but a show and tell of not only the gifts I gave for the Halloween Advent I did with my friends, but also the gifts I received. And I have created a playlist, so if you haven't seen my other flip throughs for this month of my October Daily, if you go to playlists, there is an October Daily playlist now on that you can find, so you can watch all of this month's flip throughs if you haven't seen them already. So as always, thank you so much for joining me. Hello and welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm so happy to have you here, and as always, I appreciate every single subscriber that I have. Let me know what's your favorite page. Let me know if you, like me, wear Halloween all year round except at Christmas. Yeah, let me know if that's a thing for you. And yes, so if you've liked what you've seen, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will be back again soon with my final flip through. Can you believe it? I feel quite sad. But yes, so October blessings, everyone. I hope wherever you are all safe, healthy and happy, and having lots of crafty fun. Bye.